Okay, so I'm actually going to be making some eczema cream here. Here's what you need. You need organic coconut oil. I get that big tub at Sam's Club. Cocoa butter, the tea tree oil, the lavender oil, and raw honey. Now your cocoa butter is going to come, it's like chunky like this. See, I actually ran out here. I have another container here that I'm going to open up, but you need to start out with a half a cup of that. And what I'll do here is you got to kind of just shave it with the spoon because it's really hard. See, it's solid. You're going to melt that down, but I'm going to pause while I shave this out with the spoon here. So after shaving that out, you get a good solid half cup here. You know, it's kind of powdery. You know, you want to keep this in a cool, dry place, if there is such a thing there in Georgia. You know, and then your coconut oil is going to be solid too, but this is a lot softer getting this out of the jar. I'll rub this on Chloe straight sometimes too, in a pinch, sometimes just right after her bath. I'll just put this on her, and that helps too. So I got a good solid half cup of that. I'm going to come over here and dump that in the double boiler with the cocoa butter I just put in there. So I, of course, had operator error with the camera because I'm trying to do this with one hand. But you'll see you got your coconut oil and your cocoa butter in there right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And you can turn it on a high heat. You know, just keep an eye on it. Grab a wooden spoon here. Use to stir it up good. Okay, so this has been going about 4 or 5 minutes, and you'll see it's getting pretty melted down here. You want all of that melted down before you add your honey. So I just kind of wanted to show you the cocoa butter melted a little faster. I got some chunks of coconut oil in there yet, but the water in the boiler is just now starting to melt. So as you can, or to boil rather. So as you can see, it melts down pretty fast. It's not this part's not the part that takes a long time. It's the cooling and whipping it into a cream. But I cheat. I put mine in the refrigerator and I keep checking it every few minutes. And because you guys are down there in Georgia, you might have to do that too, just because the humidity and the heat and stuff. And then after you make the cream, you may want to keep it in the refrigerator. It'll get kind of solid on you, but you know, you can still run your fingers across it and kind of dig in there a little bit, and it'll still, you know, spread pretty evenly. Okay, so that's getting pretty close to ready. So I'm going to come over here and get my honey. Again, I use the pure raw honey. This is local. I buy this actually at the Amish Foods, but most health food stores will carry this too. So for a standard size kitchen tablespoon, I would use about this much, because if you put much more than that in it, if you put a whole tablespoon in it, it's actually going to get kind of sticky on you, and then it's kind of gross when you try to rub it on. I'm going to see how much plop down in there. Yeah, a little bit more. I think I'm just going to scrape this off here. Again, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so. Melt it down a little bit. I'm probably just going to lick the spoon. Okay, so the honey's in there, and that's just about completely dissolved, right? So now you want to get your oils to get in there. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it's cooking pretty hard now. I don't want it to actually boil. I'll turn that flame down. Alright, let me get my oils. Lavender oil, tea tree oil. I keep both of these in the house all the time because they're good. Tea tree oil is a good antibiotic. If you start feeling sick, you can use it for all different kinds of stuff. You can use it on your hair if your scalp gets yucky. Use it on your skin for zits and stuff. So you want 10 drops of that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Couple to grow on, right? And then your lavender oil, of course. I'm sorry, I didn't go to film school. I'm not the best videographer in the world, but here goes our lavender oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40. A couple more to grow on. There we go. Well, I'm going to turn this heat off. Stir that in really good. What's up, baby girl? Oh, you all wrapped up? It's getting kind of cool here. It's like 54 degrees here right now. There's Chloe. Mama's making your cream. Well, it's a video, honey. I'll show it to you when I'm all done, okay? I'm taking a video for Auntie Kelly because Cousin Jonathan has eczema like you do.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Well, honey, you can see it when I'm done, okay? I'm taking a video. Okay, so that's all pretty much stirred up and ready to go. So now I'm going to go stick this in the refrigerator, and I'm going to probably put it in there for a good 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to check it. That got a little bit warmer than I usually let it get. I usually don't bring it to a full boil like that. So it's probably going to take a little bit longer to cool off, and that's fine. This stuff smells so good too. I really have kind of started getting into some of this homeopathic remedies just because drugs are bad, okay? No, really, I just kind of got sick of putting the kids on pills every time they got sick, and I've been doing raw honey and cinnamon for them when they start getting stuffed up with allergies and stuff like that, and I do that for myself, and I drink raw apple cider vinegar every morning to kind of regulate my guts, and you know, this cream I make for the kids. Eucalyptus oil I use in their vaporizers when they get a cold. That's better than the menthol stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop this out of here. Yeah, that water got hot, and just go stick this in my refrigerator for a little bit. See you in about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes that this has been sitting in here, and it's still pretty liquidy. It's not really quite ready to whip yet. I'm going to give this probably another 5 minutes or so. I felt the pan, and the pan's still a little warm, actually. So I'm just going to close. That's about a 10-minute check right there. So 10-15 minutes, I think it was. So I'm going to give it about another 5 and check it again. Okay, so we're going to check this stuff again here. It's hardening up a little bit. It still looks kind of runny on the video, but it's actually starting to get a little stiffer. So I'm going to come over here to the hand mixer and mix it up a little bit. Try to do this one-handed again. Light's good, if you can see in there. But you'll see I whipped it a little bit and the color changed. See how it's starting to get a little stiffer? I'm going to mix it a little bit longer. See how the color changed? It got a little bit lighter. It's going to be darn near white when it's done. Here's the jar that I used to put it in, and see what's left in there. It's almost white. But so I'm going to put this back in the fridge for about another 10 minutes or so. And it's getting a That's getting there. But you can, most important thing in this step is probably the color change at this point. Okay, so about another 10 minutes in the refrigerator, and it thickened up on me pretty quickly here. So as you can see, it's a pretty good creamy consistency. So I'm gonna whip it real quick here. Alright, so I set the camera down, but as you can see, it's a nice whipped butter consistency, and that's what you're going to want. So I'm just going to get a spatula out, and like I said, I just have a little mason jar, a little jam jar that I use to put it in. And there you go, there's eczema cream. Yep, so here's the here it is on the spatula. So you can see it's a pretty nice solid, but it's still kind of buttery. It's about the consistency of a whipped butter, and that's about what you want it to be when you put it on. You can see what's left in there. The bottom was a little oily, but it was hot last week and it didn't get stored properly. So there you go. Like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and start slathering this down into the jar, and you got skin cream.